So we're gonna be doing a nail set today. I'm gonna go ahead and do it like on here, and then I'll show y'all like on my hand afterwards. So I'm gonna go ahead and do base coat. I'm not doing any poly gel today, just gel polish. I'm using mostly Savvy Land gel polish products. I went ahead and mixed up my own nude because the nude that I got with the kit that I got is not the nude color that I was expecting it to be. I wanted it to be a little darker nude because that's how I like my nudes. And then I mixed it with this rose brown and just kind of went from there. So we'll go ahead and add the base coat here, and I'm gonna fast forward through this part so that way y'all don't gotta sit there and watch me just base coat some nails. I'm so sorry, y'all. I ended up getting out of frame because it kept getting really, really bubbly. So this is the Savvy Land base coat, and it was like super, super bubbly. So I did still speed through it, but I could not figure out how to get it to back in frame. Try to expand it, try to make it smaller, but you just want to make sure that you are getting like the sides and stuff too, because you can always file that down like once you get done. I didn't file until the very end, and I don't think I put that in the recording, so my apologies for that too. All right, so go ahead and cure that for like 90 seconds. So base coat is cured. This is my little concoction that I mixed up with the two colors. We're just gonna use this as a base except for on the middle. No, I think we'll do the pointer finger. No, we're gonna do this one, the ring finger. I like to have my accent on the ring. I don't know why. And I don't know how good, yeah, I do not like that base coat. Like, look how it's going on. And it could definitely be this brush. So I wasn't 100% sure that it was the actual brush. I'm thinking it was more so that base coat. If I wouldn't have used that base coat and stuck with my Beetles, I feel like the set would have came out a lot less lumpy. But this is me just top coating through all of them, so enjoy. So I did end up doing 2 separate coats of this pink nude polish, and I ended up also went ahead and painted the ring finger black off camera. I was having so much trouble. So right here, I'm just gonna go in with some Beetles top coat. They were really, really lumpy due to the base coat, so I really had a lot of issues. So I figured go ahead and top coat it, and then I'll cure those, and I'll be right back. So I finally got the top coat and stuff added. All the nails are painted. I got this inspiration from Nails Slayed by Val. She actually had some Halloween nails. They were like Scream nails. And then she did like a second Halloween set, and they were pink ones. So I'm kind of doing both of them. So here you'll kind of see me speed through everything. I do the French tips in 3 different ways. The first method, I did like an X and then filled it in with the actual brush. The second method, she called it the Lazy Girl French. I went up way too high, but you basically just paint down the white of the nail where you want it to be, and then you use your liner brush to connect at the top and make your little curve. And then I tried the way that Nails Slayed by Val did it. So she basically just painted it all on the nail. It didn't have to be super neat because you were going to be outlining and putting the design on it anyway. So she basically just like used acetone to clean up the smile line basically. So you'll see me do all 3 of those methods. So now you'll see me just kind of going through each of the methods to see like what works best for me. A lot of them were like not even and stuff. But again, this is me practicing. I don't do Frenchies like regularly. I'm trying to get in the habit of like trying new different things that I don't normally do. I've been stuck on ombre. Like I've been loving polygel ombre. Like, oh my gosh. So you can see I'm just kind of like doing an X. And I was like, that ain't gonna work. LOL, backspace, delete. That's what we use the top coat for. So I went ahead and wiped that all off and then went ahead again, tried it with the X method. And you'll just see me going like through different methods throughout this video. But I'm gonna go ahead and just like let y'all watch. So right here, you'll just see me kind of like filling it in with the actual polish brush because I felt like that was going to be a lot easier than me trying to just use that liner brush. So that is the first method. That was the little X method. And I think I did clean it up because she said that they don't have to be perfect Frenchies because essentially you're just going to be outlining them anyway. So I did the best I could, y'all, with what I had. And trial and error with this polygel. Like the black was good, surprisingly, but the white, it was just like super like not, I don't know if it was too pigmented because it was like freaking runny. But anyway, you can watch me be out of focus for a second. And then I decided to use two different ones. So I went ahead and put that in to cure while I worked on the other one. So for this one, I went ahead and tried the lazy method. I cannot remember the girl's Instagram that I saw this on, but she said basically just paint it all the way down. I think I went way too high with this one. And then you just kind of pull your sides in and shape up your middle part how you like it. So I went way too far up with this one, and I noticed it like after everything was done. So I did have to go in and add more to other ones. So on this one, the method I actually used is Nails Slayed by Val. She actually said, make sure it's like an upside down A. So I just flipped the nail upside down, try to draw the little A, and then you connect it with the little swoop that you're gonna use for your Frenchie. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, it's decided. I'm gonna go ahead and do it back. I had to find like a good brush that wasn't too short, but not too long. My 16 was super too long. So I was like, well, let me try my 00. That was way too short. They were coming out too thick. So I met in the middle with a 12. This still might be too big, but I don't think I have a 9. So we're gonna just kind of throw them on here randomly. And for the bat, I know how to draw a bat, but I don't know how to draw a bat, if that makes sense. She said it was like a W. So you do a wide W. I think I'm thinking too much. So yeah, like a little wide W. So my wings are probably gonna be like extra long. I don't think bat wings are like that straight, but you just kind of come back up. And connect the little body. Kind of do the same thing here. Come back up and then connect the body. And I'll probably like round off the head a little bit, kind of like that. And I guess just like kind of fill in. Okay, it's kind of batting once you get the color in there. I'm seeing the bat now. At first I was like, I don't see a bat. But like now that I'm doing it, I do kind of see one. And I'll probably bring this down a little bit. Give it a little bit more depth there. There we go. Kind of just get everything filled in. So yeah, I think if you have like a 9mm, that would probably be best. Maybe even 10, because I'm at 12 with this. And I'm not struggling completely, but just a little bit. So I actually went through and sped this part up because I kept struggling. I have to keep wiping it off. I actually took that part of the video out because it was long. This video was like 45 minutes long. And I was like, OMG. And I didn't even use any polygel. Like my polygel videos are so long. That's why I never end up posting them. They're like an hour, even after like trying to edit through and make things a little faster. So I'm trying to get that better before I start like uploading things. But I think this will be my first video for my YouTube. So I'm just going through and filling in the bat shape that I did. I really don't think this one was a bat. The first one looked better as a ghost goblin bat, honestly. So this is just me struggling to try to fill everything in and try to give it a little detail with the little ears. You know how they got like the little triangle ears sticking up. But I did actually practice drawing bats on paper after this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot draw that. So the hypothesis was wrong. I did not cure this. I just started going in. I was like, you know what? We just gonna go ahead and add some spider webs to this because I think that would be pretty. Who the fuck knows why I thought of that? Because I wanted to do spider webs on the French tip, but I was like, that's not gonna happen by the time I got done doing these bats. So this is where we'll go ahead and go in and try to draw the scream. She described it as an upside down bowling pin, but I struggled, y'all. Like, I wiped it off from the first time that I tried it. It did not work. So I tried to like look up a picture of a bowling ball and then draw it from there. I said bowling ball. I meant bowling pin. It still didn't look right. So I just kind of did what I could with what I was doing. And again, it don't have to be perfect. This is practicing nail art, y'all. Like, the more you do it, the easier it's going to get and the better it's going to look. So this is my first attempt. When I try this again, let's hope it looks a little bit better. But you don't learn nothing if you don't try it. So this is me just going in, putting in the white gel polish to kind of get everything. Because the background is going to be white, and then we'll go in and draw like the eyes and the nose and stuff. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and do like the eyes. So far, this is what they looking like. My screen looked like scrammed. I made his mouth too big. And his bottom bowling pin is kind of too wide. But it's cool. Because you got to start somewhere. This French tip, hella thick. I'm disappointed in the set. But practice makes persistency, not perfection. I really like the way these little spider webs came out. I really like this one more than that one. I feel like the lighter detail gives more like a spider web look because that's pretty thick lining for spiders. But our blood red. I have a few different ideas so far. I want to try brown and black, but I'm not sure. Because these two together might be good. Dark red and wide red mixed together. Because one's got more of a red tint than pink. And the other one's like a dark, yummy red. But it has some pink, so I'm hoping this red will turn out that pink. I mean, I'm hoping it does. If not, then we'll have to add a little orange. So I'm going to mix these up real quick, and then I'll be back. Okay, so we got our color mixed. This is the final color that we came up with. I felt like that was as close as I could get to like blood. And I ended up with Rosalind red gel polish. And like majority of that red from Rosalind, a couple drops of the dark red, and 1 drop of this wine because it turned out really pink. The original color was like super pink brown. So we'll go ahead and start outlining the Frenches. That's why it didn't really matter how perfect the Frenchies were. Oh yeah, I really love that. I love how that came out. And then now she says you kind of want to have a little bit of a drip on it because you want it to. So here you'll just see me going like through and outlining and making the little blood drips. I am gonna fast forward this part because it took me quite a little bit of time to get them all down. Yeah, I basically go through and do it to all of the Frenchies here first. So I'm gonna go ahead and cure that one under the lamp and then work on the next one after I do that. And that's kind of how I did all of the Frenchies. All right, so now we're gonna go in and start adding like the patches of blood. I'm actually using like an angled brush, but I switched between this brush and a brush that I got off the Temu. It's supposed to be like a gel brush. So I'm just kind of going in and patting like some blood splatters on his face. Cause I still felt like the blood splatter came out a little bit more pink than I wanted it to, but I think it still came out decent. All right, guys, so the video's coming to an end. I'm just kind of doing the final touches and going through and doing all the little splotches on the French tip. But I will show you guys the finished look. I did end up gluing them on off camera, so this is it. Thank you for watching.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-uh-uh.